Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm at work right now. It is 5:58. I have been here since about 5:40. I started responding to some emails and I remembered I needed to stop because I wanted to talk to you all. I apologize if you see a bunch of blurring right here, but I'm wearing my uniform polo shirt, so I gotta blur this out. And I'm sorry for the way I sound. Again, it's early in the morning, and that's my first sip of coffee. But I wanted to share something with you. I wanted to share a couple of things. So, I really have been trying to understand where the language that I use at work comes from, because sometimes I don't talk when I'm not at work. I don't use the same language when I'm not at work than I do when I am at work. And it could be because of the environment that I work, but at the same time, because I can control how I speak and what I say outside of work, it seems like I can't control, or I choose not to control, what I say at work. And I've always been trying to figure out, where does that come from? And I know a lot of it comes from me, growing up, and people are just talking like that growing up. But I wanted to get down to the bottom of it because I've recognized it and I've known it for years. And it's more so ever since I've gone through my healing, gone through therapy, that I've recognized it even more. It's become blatantly obvious that the only time I speak a certain way is when I'm at work. And I use just regular, everyday language when I'm outside of work. But at work, it's like I have to use coarse language, if you catch my drift. Not all day, not every day, but the fact that I do use it, I don't like it. And Sunday, I didn't go to church Sunday, but I watched it online. Sunday, the pastor was preaching from, I forget the title of it. I have to go back and watch it again. I forget the title of the sermon, but he was coming from John 14:1. And when I watched Bible study last night, because they do go live on Sundays and Tuesdays for Sunday service and for Bible study, they go live on Facebook and YouTube, and I was watching it on YouTube, watching both on YouTube. Not Sunday, but last night during Bible study, he kind of brought it home, maybe, because he could still be talking about it on Sunday. But on Sunday, he mentioned John 14:1. And John 14:1, and I think I told you all before, when I got to deal with me, I pull out one particular Bible, and this is my Bible. This is, well, obviously it's my Bible, but this is my fighter, my Deborah. This is the one that got me all the way together and still getting me together, okay? This is my favorite translation. This is the New Living Translation. But John 14:1 in NLT says, and I got to take my glasses off. Yeah, I got an eye appointment in a couple of weeks. I cannot wait because I definitely need me some more glasses. But John 14:1 says, "Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust also in me." And what the pastor was talking about, he was talking about how basically everything that we do is a heart issue. How we talk to people, how we deal with people, it is a heart issue. Out of whatever you have in your heart, out of the mouth, what is it? Out of the mouth, the heart flows. Y'all know that scripture. I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it down there. And it's just like, what is in my heart that is allowing me to speak a certain way when I'm at work? Because it is a heart posture issue for me, simply because I know when to cut it off. Well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's not a heart posture thing for me because I know when to cut it off. I don't talk like that when I'm not at work. If I'm just hanging around a bunch of people, I do not use that language. But when I come to work for whatever reason, and I try all the time to not do it, I may be able to go 4 hours and not say one word out of pocket. That fifth hour shows up, I done maybe said two or three. And I don't know where that comes from. On one end, I can say it comes from frustration, where things that people do things and you're like, I know you know better. You know, the other, it could be because people try you to see what they can get away with. And see, where I work, if you're not, if you don't say what you say and mean what you say, you get ate up. I wish I could tell y'all the service industry that I work in, but I can't. You know, maybe if I decide to retire and I'm still doing YouTube in 2 years, I will. You know, but it's just, I have to figure it out. Now, last night with Bible study, he continued on that with John 14:1, but he had us go to, and I flipped right to it, Proverbs 4:23, and it says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. So I do apologize if my microphone flipped the other way. But, here, let me put it there. Okay. So again, Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And it's just like, okay, I have to guard my heart. I have to guard my mouth. And all of this has been coming up, like I said, part of it is because I've been noticing for many months that I can control my language outside of work. But when I come to work, you know, I seem to forget that that's what I'm supposed to do. It happens more often than not. And it ended up really coming up like last week. And then yesterday something happened where I had a trigger. I've told you before that I have been diagnosed with CPTSD. And one of my triggers for CPTSD is false accusations. And I was told yesterday when I came to work that a group of people who just started said that I told them something that they know I didn't say, and that the senior staff members know I didn't say because I wasn't in the room when it was told to them. The individual that told them what they needed to do has been out the last week and a half doing training. But they said I told them that. And the senior staff was like, okay. But the senior staff was in the room when the other person instructed this new group of people what to do, not me. And when I came to work yesterday, because this happened on Monday, today is Wednesday. When I came to work yesterday, the senior staff told me what these new group of people said. And it made me feel some kind of way because all I could think of was the whole week before, I was going to them, helping them out, answering their questions, talking to them, whatever, helping them out almost every day, all day. And I come to work at 5:30 in the morning to help get their stuff together, get them all set up, answer questions, whatever the case may be, because they were all sending emails. I come in here Monday hauling butt, getting stuff done. I was in here at 5:30 on Monday morning. I didn't get up from my desk until 8 o'clock because I was handling stuff for them, helping them like I'm supposed to, literally going above and beyond, because I don't get paid before 7:30. I don't get overtime. I'm a salaried employee, so whatever I work, that's what I get paid. So I don't get credit. I don't get extra credit for coming in at 5:30 in the morning. But I don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So when the senior staff told me that these people basically falsely accused me, I felt some type of way. I really felt some type of way. After I worked out yesterday, I went home and I was like, I just want to take a shower and get into bed, just go in my room. I took my shower and everything, and I got my stuff set up for today, and I had dinner, and I waited until like 10 minutes to 7 before I went in my room to read and listen to Bible study or watch Bible study. When I got up this morning and I was driving into work, I was trying to, what I did not realize yesterday, but I recognized it on the way to work, is I don't know if I'm more frustrated with the new group of people or with the senior staff, because this is the second time that somebody either accused me of something or just got real nasty with me in the presence of other people, in the presence of some of these same people, and these people did not say a word. And the first time it happened, I looked at them, I said, thank you, but, I'm used to having to speak up for myself. So, whatever. Because they were not, all they did was sat there and listen to this man. I'm not going to say he berated me, but he was talking real nasty to me. Was the guy going through some things? Yes, that's why it didn't hit me like it used to hit, like it would used to hit me. Because I knew he was going through. His mother was in transition. She was transitioning slowly. So I understood that. I understood that, but still the way he was speaking to me was no excuse. And those individuals didn't say anything. So, of course, I had to stand up for myself, and I took care of it the next day. I gave him 24 hours. And then here we are again. You clearly know these new people falsely accused me of something that I didn't do and I didn't say it. And yet and still, you let them slide for the rest of the day. And then you wait till the next day, which was yesterday, to try to show me that you're handling it. You could have handled it right then and there on Monday and not came and said anything to me on Tuesday. So I don't know if I'm frustrated with the senior staff or if I'm frustrated with the new people. And it could be a combination of the two. But I'm trying to work on my heart posture with that, simply because all my life I could not speak up for myself because I didn't know I could. So when I went through therapy, I learned to speak up for myself. And I'm in a situation where I don't want to speak up for myself and use the wrong language, because that's what I feel. I feel like just really getting in there and saying what needs to be said the way I know that they will hear it and they'll understand that I'm not playing. But I also know that I'm a child of God and I can't just talk to people crazy. So that's why I had to bring my word today and look at those scriptures. I mean, I can read my word on my phone, but I need it in the book, because I might have to write something. I might have to whatever. So I bought me a new Bible case, and it came with a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know it came with. But I brought me some things just in case I needed to write some notes or something down. I got my glue tape just in case as I read this to help me out. So I just wanted to share this with you that, yeah, sometimes we still struggle with some things, and I'm still struggling with that. CPTSD is not something to play with. And if as long as you have been clinically diagnosed with that and you know what your triggers are, then you know how to handle it. You have a slower response. My response yesterday was to kind of avoid them, but still, because we are at work, I still had to work with them. So I didn't take it out on them in my tone and in how I interacted with them. I interacted with them the same way that I would interact with anybody. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. My time is running out. I will see you on another video. Take care.